And it's quite a poignant one, really, isn't it? We're talking about reflecting on 40 years since the closure of Horwich Loco Works, but also a celebration of that legacy. Now, 40 years is a long time. A strapping young lad like Derek would only have been 20-something.
Strapping?
In 1983.
I remember him being
He's now a strapping 60-odd-year-old, but he's still involved in the works in another way through Howich Heritage. Anyway, more about the works and its legacy in a minute, but I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Horwich, Councillor David Grant, to say a few words by way of opening this exhibition. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Stuart.
Oh, you get a call.
Well, first of all, thanks everybody for coming. It's great to see so many people still engaging in the history and culture of Horwich. A couple of years ago, I actually tried to get the Loco Works a little bit back on the map by inviting an application for the home of Great British Railways, and that unfortunately didn't go ahead. There was those in Bolton who were saying, well, Bolton had a train station before the Loco Works was even there. That might be the case, but that didn't build an entire town. The Loco Works saw this town, it created a community. We saw some of the most world-renowned engineers trained up here, and we built tanks for the war. It was in our culture, it's still in our blood. I think we can see that for here. And it just goes to show why facilities like this, run by Stuart and Derek, are really important to let everybody from Horwich, even those coming into Horwich as we continue to grow, see exactly what we were about and why we're here. So please enjoy the exhibition. It's a fantastic exhibition. I love seeing all the history. I was only 9, so I wasn't. But of course, I was just saying before, whilst I wasn't directly involved in the Loco Works, I remember the aftermath of my parents being unemployed, growing up quite poor. That's what happens when you have your major industry fall apart in the 80s, which was a massive depression. But we're no longer there. Celebrate it, and I'm sure Stuart's got a few more things to say, but thank you very much.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it, that we wouldn't actually be standing here in our Heritage Centre but for the closure of Horwich Works, because, as many of you know, we formed Horwich Heritage in the wake of the closure of the works as a way of re-establishing local pride in a community that had been devastated by the loss of its major employer after it being the backbone of the town for so long. So, Horwich Heritage is proud to continue that legacy. We've been going 38 years. The works is always a main feature of what we do, and long may that continue. Now, a few statistics. The works actually started 138 years ago. It was opened in September 1885, closed in December 1983 after 97 years of loco production. That's quite something. And of course, gosh, if we'd have been back there in time, we would have seen that when the works first arrived, there were only 3,000 people in Horwich, just a small village. But within 10 years, the whole place had mushroomed. There were 12,000 people here. They'd come from all over the country to work at the works. At its peak, there were 5,000 people employed at the works. Every other family in Horwich had someone working at the works. The works built 2,000 steam and diesel locos. It repaired 50,000. That was quite some legacy. It created dozens of clubs and societies based at the famous Railway Mechanics Institute. And we're all pleased, aren't we, that there are still clubs in Horwich these days that bear those famous initials RMI. So, the works really built the town of Horwich all those years ago. It also created a worldwide reputation for Horwich, for the excellence of the locals it produced and its workforce. And I'm sure we're all very proud of that legacy. So, maybe even amongst you all here today there are families who can trace their ancestors back to the arrival of the works, generation after generation working at Horwich. So imagine the devastation for those families when it was all closed in December 1983. Not just the families, but the businesses, the whole fabric of Horwich was badly affected. And I'd like to ask Derek now, who is steeped in railway history, because his family, to give us some of his memories of what that was all about.
But my granddad arrived here in 1908, brought his family from the shipyards in Merseyside. Came as a chain smithy, anchor striker. They didn't need anchors on the railway course, but they needed plenty of chains. Went away to fight in the First World War. He got fighting in Salonika, got gassed actually with mustard gas, but it was British gas that gassed him. Friendly fire they call it these days, don't they? He carried on working after the war until in the mid-20s, and then that effect of that gas made it so he couldn't work again. My dad started as a fitter in 1933. He ended his career in the early 1980s as a senior examiner, and he had brothers worked on the railway. And then of course there was myself, my brother, two of my brothers, my sister, my brother-in-law, my uncle, all the lot, and we all finished in 1983 when the axe fell. So it is quite an impact on a family like us. Paulie's going to sing a song shortly, a song called A Song for Horwich. I'll just tell a little story about this song. We found the lyrics for this song. We thought it was a poem to start off with, until we realised it didn't just have verses, it had choruses as well. So poems don't often have a chorus, do they? So we said this must be a song. So we were looking for the person who wrote the song, so they might be able to sing it. There were no music to it. So we spoke to Paulie to say, can he put some music to these lyrics? It's a big ask, it's a big skill to do that. It's alright writing lyrics for the existing music, but to put music to existing lyrics is a different thing. Pauline were off on one to sort that out, and in the meantime we carried on looking for the person who wrote the thing. And just by chance we found a note on a piece of paper that said Tony Coll, folk singer, and it turned, so the wonder of the internet, we found Tony Coll, who was he worked for the BBC Radio Manchester in the early 1980s, and he was a comedy songwriter. But he did a song per week, and sometimes it was comedy, something like Mike Hardy and stuff, and other times it wasn't comedy. And our song, of course, isn't comedy. He wrote this song. We found him, spoke to him. Can we have permission to use your lyrics to with a different tune on? He said, I'm glad you said that, because I've not got the lyrics. I said, well, we've got the lyrics, we've not got the tune. So we sent him the lyrics, and he sent us his version. He actually re-recorded it. So I'm going to now introduce our very own, our Horwich's own, Pauline Barton, and much loved Pauline Barton, who's going to sing a song for Horwich. Get your handkerchiefs out. It's made me fill up a couple of times. And there's words about if people want to join in. So over to you, Pauline.
Thank you. I am actually a product of a Horwich Loco Works romance back in the 1941 when my mum was the typist. And my dad used to take his typing to always to the same young lady, and they were married 54 years. This is a song for Horwich. Who said Horwich Works was a thing of the past? Who said the yard had to die? Who said the workers must go down the road? The door, who keep their pride when the works are no more. Not I, said the pattern maker, not I, said the metal worker, not I, said the fitter, not I, said the trimmer, not I, said the boiler maker. Must go down the road. Who'll give the reason why? yard closes down? Who'll keep the cart down, the wheels going round? Who'll keep the bailiff and the wolf from the door? Who'll keep their pride when the works are no more? Not I, said the pattern maker. Not I, said the metal worker. Not I, said the fitter. Not I, said the trimmer. Not I, said the boiler maker. Who'll tell the ghosts of the old Macs and Yorks and all of the engines who pass through the works? Who'll tell the shades of the old LMS that closure today is the price of success? Who'll keep the bailiff and the wolf from the door? Who'll keep their pride when the works are no more? Not I, said the pattern maker. Not I, said the boiler maker. Not I, said the fitter. Not I, said the trimmer. Not I, said the boiler maker. How many railways in how many lands are dying for want of a craftsman's hand? Who'll tell the people their hopes are in vain? And who'll tell them now is the age of the trade? Who'll keep the bailiff and the wolf from the door? Who'll keep their pride when the works are no more? Not I, said the pattern maker. Not I, said the metal worker. Not I, said the fitter. Not I, said the trimmer. Not I, said the boiler maker. Not I, said the fitter. Not I, said the trimmer. Not I, said the boiler maker. Thanks to Tony Cole for the lyrics. It's absolutely brilliant, though. Yeah, thanks Tony.
Tony Cole, by the way, he's been emailing us all sorts between the two of us over this last few days. Well, yesterday actually as well. Really good. And he said, "You're not going to ask me to come up and sing it." I said, "Well, where are you? Bristol." I said, "Well, get on a train." It's the age of the train, isn't it? But there we go. So thanks, Paulie. That's excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking me.
So enjoy the.
Members of the Wigan and District Engineering Society for bringing these fabulous locos here. Thanks to everyone else who's contributed to the exhibition, especially Derek and his apprentice mates for all the artefacts that you see around them. And we've got quite a lot of Loco Works material that you might want to have a look at. Over the years we've produced no less than half a dozen DVDs about the history of the works. There are several other important publications there, so do have a look at those. But most of all, as Derek said, enjoy the exhibition. It's on till the end of January, and do come again and do tell your friends. Thank you all. Thank you.
It's a good gig, that.
I believe so. I always think I'm
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's carried on, so he's done it.
And these are the words.
Well, we